Hello friends, welcome back to Wealth Guru, and here I'm back again with another exciting video, and we'll be discussing a company which has been in the limelight for some time, and this is called Bharat Dynamics Limited, and we're discussing the details of this stock and whether it makes sense for you to buy this stock at this right point of time or not. Alright, so before getting started, this is just a disclaimer. So this is just a disclaimer to move forward, and you can you should always do your own research before moving ahead. But I did a lot of research, but this is primarily for educational purpose. Alright, so getting started, as I said, the stock we're going to discuss is Bharat Dynamics, and this stock has been recommended by ICICI Direct Research. And there's a very long and detailed report that has published. But before we go to the details, just some background of Bharat Dynamics. This is a company which was established in the year 1970 and is primarily owned by the government of India and deals in India's manufacturing sector in ammunition and missile systems, and they have a lot of client base, primarily in DRDO and Indian Airlines and others as well. So it's a mini Ratna company as well. So kind of a great company with a background of almost 50 years and worth looking into. So that being said, during the FY22, the company has reported revenue of close to 2,817 crore, which increased 47.2% year on year, and the PAT also increased 110% and 93.9% year on year in FY22 to 726 crore and 500 crores respectively. And the stock has been recommended to buy currently, with the current market price is close to 812, and the target is almost 1070, so that's close to what, 250 rupees up from here, which is close to 30% you can expect on this stock from this point of time. And as I said, we're going to discuss the fundamentals only in this video, not the technicals. So let's just discuss and look into the stock and see how the stock has performed over the year. So a year back it was trading at almost around 400. Now it is close to 800, so a jump of almost 100% in last 1 year. But the interesting thing to see is the PE ratio is still under control, almost 26, and they have actually given almost 50% of revenue increase year over year, so that's a good sign. And if you look at a longer term chart, and then you'll see that this stock has actually in the last 5 years or so moved from 400 to 800. So whatever it has achieved in 1 year is the same thing it has achieved in 5 years. So it has actually stayed almost flat for close to 4 years here, and only in last 1 year it has moved almost 100%. So there is a lot of things happening in this stock and overall in the industry, because we are actually doing a lot of uh, kind of manufacturing of missiles, tanks, and other defense related equipment inside India in last 2-3 years, and that's exactly the region for which you are seeing this moving up from last year only. So that's the very region it is moving up, but obviously there's a huge potential to move up as well from here. And if you look at the key financial summary, I just said, the revenue is 217 crores in FY22, but that's expected to be close to 3,594 crores and 4,673 crores by FY24. That means you see almost 50 to 60% of jump here on the revenue. So that's exactly may reflect in the stock price as well. The stock price could also eventually jump by 60%. And as you see, this is the revenue projection. So this is here we are at 2022, but it's expected to go up from here. And it's not based on pure kind of speculation, rather there's a huge kind of impetus from the government, and these are the products they are developing. It's actually developing ACAS weapon systems, medium range missiles. There are also kind of torpedo is being developed, lightweight torpedo, all these things are developed by them. There are also anti-tank guided missiles are developed by them, and countermeasure devices are also developed by them. So there's a huge host of devices being developed by them, which is going to be deployed in the defense sector and the DRDO. And if you look at the key orders they have received in last 3 years, so these are the orders they have received in last 3 years. That is what is reflecting in the revenue as of FY22. which is close to what, almost 12,000 crores or so. But the most important thing is the kind of orders they have in pipeline for next 2 to 3 years, which is huge. They have orders from Army, from Indian Air Force, then you have from Navy. So all these, if you include, they have an order book of almost 22,800 crores in next 2 to 3 years. So they have a lot of pipeline and sustain the revenue and the bottom line for next 2 to 3 years at least. Eventually it will go up from here, but that's the pipeline as of today. And key triggers which is happening on the stock is, as I said, the increasing capital outlay in defense sector is actually focusing on and the government focus on considering armed forces requirement of faster procurement of modern equipment is helping on this. Order book of close to 13,000 crores as a FY22, and as I said, 22,000 crores of orders in the next 2 to 3 years. This is also another contributing factor. They also have expanding capabilities to enhance market position and competitiveness. So continuous improvement in R&D and expanding infrastructure is also helping them. And huge opportunity in exports like Akash SAM, ATGMs, Astra and torpedoes are actually something they can export as well. So overall, you see that the FY22, FY24 revenue seems to be moving at a 20 to 25.1% CAGR for next 2 to 3 years, which could eventually reflect in a stock increase of almost 25 to 30% every year for next 2 3 years. So that being said, this is what is being recommended to buy this stock at this point of time, and the recommendation is coming from ICICI Direct, as I said. So you can buy at the current price to have a target price of close to 1070. Alright, so that's pretty much it. This is a brief introduction of this stock and whether you should buy this stock at this point of time. As I said, this is a great company and you should invest on this stock every point. So if it even goes down from the current levels, you should add on to this stock, because the potential and the order book is huge on this stock, and there's going to be at least 20 to 30% of gain on this stock for next 2 3 years. Alright, I hope you guys like this video. If yes, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching.